Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Blair and today's video is another curating and decluttering my makeup collection series video. Today is actually makeup brushes. I'm not sure if I said I was going to do these, but I don't really talk about brushes that much, but I have a ton of makeup brushes. So many, way too many. So this really needs to be done because I go for the same brushes pretty much all the time. So I definitely need to get rid of quite a few of them. So I'm gonna go through all of them. This is again gonna be a long video, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. And let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we'll go ahead and start with these. Most of these brushes came from this cup, which is usually on my vanity that I use to do my makeup every day. So most of these brushes are things that I use a lot. So I'm definitely gonna keep most of these, but I'll go through them quickly and show you. So first off is this little brush from Real Techniques. This is the Essential Crease Brush. As you can see, it has purple eyeshadow on it, so it's a little bit dirty. I do like this brush. This is a pretty small blending brush, but it's fluffy, so it's good for getting shadow in really small, precise places. Real Techniques brushes are really good. I really like them. So that I will definitely keep. Needs to be cleaned. This is by Flower Beauty. This is their blush brush. It's just a really very thin, kind of a tapered powder brush. It's pretty small. I like this okay, but I've honestly kind of gotten used to doing my blush with an angled blush brush, so I'm not sure I'm going to keep this, to be honest. I'm going to put this in the maybe. I'm going to have a maybe pile for the brushes also, because some of them I'm probably going to need to think about for a second. So this is one of the brushes I've been using for blush. This is by Japonesque, and it's just a little angled brush. I've been using this for blush, and I really like it. These brushes are really affordable. I think this came from TJ Maxx, but they're pretty good quality. So that I do want to keep. And then we have this. This is a very popular brush. This is the Real Techniques blush brush. I actually don't use this for blush. I typically use this for bronzer. I find it's a little too big for blush, but the tapered tip of it is really good for applying bronzer in my opinion. So this I do want to keep. This I also want to keep. This is an old brush, but this is by Sonia Kashuk. I got this one time on clearance at Target for like $3. This is such a nice brush. This is the only Sonia Kashuk brush that I have, and it's the angled blush brush. This is so good. It's so soft, and like I said, I've been using angled brushes lately for my blush, so that I will keep. I will definitely keep this one. This is by Fenty. This is the 125 face brush. So this is just an angled face brush. It's pretty dense. This I use all the time for cream bronzer and cream blush. I don't know what it is, but this brush blends out cream products so well. I love it. So that will definitely keep. This is very random and I don't use this. I don't know how this got over in my everyday cup, but this is by Real Techniques. It's a lash separator, but I don't really use things like this, and I've never used this. I don't think I will either, so that I will definitely get rid of. Then we have this. This is just a big powder brush from BH Cosmetics. It's a little more of a tapered brush, a little bit thicker than the Real Techniques blush brush in terms of the bristles, but I use this for powder all over, and I do want to keep it. This is also by Real Techniques. It's the contour brush. It's similar to the Real Techniques setting brush, which I also have right here. The contour brush is a little bit bigger than the setting brush, but both are really good. I love the setting brush for concealer, and I also like the contour brush for setting. under the eyes. So I love both of these and I will keep them. Next is the BK Beauty 106 brush. This is one of my favorite foundation brushes that I own. It's a similar shape to my Smashbox blurring foundation brush. It's just a long handle, but it's just a little dense, kind of a kabuki style brush, but this is so nice. You'll see I have tons of BK Beauty brushes and I love them all. They're such good quality and I reach for them constantly. So that I will keep. Another BK Beauty brush. This is the 201. This is a really big fluffy eyeshadow brush, a crease brush. This and the 202 from BK Beauty are probably my two most used eyeshadow brushes. I love them both, so definitely will keep that. This is a BH Cosmetics brush I got in a set. It has some corrector on it right now, but it's just a flat shader brush. I like this mainly for corrector, actually, under my eyes. I love this type of brush for using with cream or thicker correctors. So I do use this quite a bit and I will keep it. Next is this. This is from Smashbox. It's the blurring concealer brush. It's a tiny little dense brush and it's so good for concealer. This is again one of my favorite brushes that I have. I use this all the time. It's basically a mini version of the blurring foundation brush that I love. So that I will definitely be keeping. Then we have this from BK Beauty. Again, this is the 104. It's a tapered powder brush. I also use this for bronzer. This is similar to the Real Techniques blush brush. I do think the BK Beauty one is a little more dense. Like it has a little more thickness to it, not as airy as this one. But I love them both and will definitely keep them. Then I have this. This is the Lima Pure Foundation Brush. This I use exclusively for my Bareminerals original powder. And obviously I love the powder, so I have to keep this. This is the best brush I have found for Bareminerals, for me personally. It's a very dense kabuki brush and I love it. I love everything about it. It's perfect. Definitely highly recommend. Then we have this. This is a brush I actually got from It Cosmetics from Ulta back around the holidays. One day I was in Ulta and this brush was on sale. I think it was like 30% off or something. It's the Airbrush Blurring Foundation Brush. And I believe I had a coupon as well. This is when I had, this one I had my 20% off coupon. So I got 30% off and then 20% off on top of that. And this, again, very similar to the 106 by BK Beauty. This is obviously the style of foundation brush that I really like. And this one is super nice. A little bit bigger than the 106 from BK Beauty, but I love them both and definitely want to keep. This is from Real Techniques. It is the medium shadow brush. This I actually don't use for eyeshadow. I use it for tapping in my concealer or my corrector. I just find that it's a really good shape for getting under your eyes and it's a little bit bigger than the average eyeshadow brush, so I use this a lot and I will keep it. This is from BH Cosmetics. This is just, I don't know what this is. This came in a set. It doesn't have a name on it, but I use this for setting my concealer under my eyes. It's a really good size for that, and I always kind of struggle to find a good brush for under the eyes, but I really like this one. Then I have this tiny little brush from Anastasia. It's the number 18. I think they call this a concealer brush, but again, I use it for corrector. You've probably seen me use this in some of my videos. I typically use it with my Bobbi Brown corrector. I love it. This is my favorite style of brush for corrector, so I definitely will keep. Okay, this is Real Techniques. This is the Essential Foundation brush, so it's the classic paddle style. This I'm gonna get rid of. I don't love this style of brush for foundation. I know it's like the classic style, but I just don't find myself wanting to reach for this, so that one I will get rid of. Okay, now we're gonna move on to this organizer. Look how many brushes we have in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, where to start? Okay, this is an easy one. This is another BK Beauty brush. This is their bronzer brush. I love all of my BK Beauty brushes. This one is interesting. It's a different shape than the typical bronzer brush, but I really like it. It's really good for getting at your cheekbones, on your forehead. It's just a nice shape. So that one I do want to keep. Next is this from Smashbox. Also, this is the full coverage foundation brush. It is a very, very dense brush. This is definitely when you want the most coverage out of your products. I would use something like this, but I do love this. Smashbox brushes are also really great quality. Some of my favorite brushes are Smashbox and BK Beauty for sure. This one I do want to keep. Another Smashbox brush. This is probably my most used Smashbox brush. It's the blurring foundation that I was talking about earlier. It's similar to the BK Beauty 106 or that It Cosmetics blurring foundation brush. I use this all the time. All the time. This, the BK Beauty 106 and the It Cosmetics, those are the three I use the most for foundation. So good. Definitely will keep. Another Smashbox brush. This one is called the Buildable Cheek Brush, and this you could really use for whatever you want, but it's very, very light and airy. It's really good if you have a blush that's super pigmented and you're worried about getting too much color. I would use this brush. Again, love Smashbox and definitely want to keep. Then we have the BK Beauty 106, or no, this is the BK Beauty 102. It's the powder brush. It's just a really large, fluffy powder brush. It's so soft and again, love, great quality. Next is this. This is the Real Techniques powder brush. This brush is not bad, but I always feel like it's too big for everything. Like it's too fat and too round for pretty much everything. I just feel like I never reach for it because it's too big to me for powder. It's too big for bronzer. Yeah, I just don't love it. Don't love the shape or the size of that one. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Then we have the classic Sigma F80 brush. This is a flat top Kabuki brush. I don't use this style as much as the more rounded kind of dome shaped brushes for foundation, but if I'm gonna use a flat brush, this would be the one. I like it. I just don't love this as much as my other foundation brushes, but I want to keep one of these in my collection, so I will keep that one. Then I have this. Okay, this brush is so disgusting. It needs to be washed. This is the Patrick Ta brow brush. So it has a spoolie on one side, and then it has a brush, which I must have used for eyeshadow or something because it's blue on the tip. I don't know. I use the spoolie side the most. I use this with his brow wax, and I really like it. This I do want to keep. It really needs to be cleaned. Then we have this. This is the Zoeva 104 buffer brush. So this is very similar to the Sigma F80. It's again a flat top Kabuki brush. This I don't use ever, and I'm not a huge fan of this. The times I've used it, I don't love it. So I'll definitely keep the F80 from Sigma and get rid of that one. Ooh, then we have this. This is the It Cosmetics, what is this called? Mine doesn't even have the name on it. I think it's the number 7 brush, the Heavenly Face Brush or something like that. But it's double-ended. It has the foundation side on one end and then the concealer side on the other end. I think this actually came out to go with the CC cream. I love this though. I like both sides. And yeah, this is a good one. I definitely want to keep that. And then I actually just got this. I have not even used this yet. This is the e.l.f. Complexion Duo Brush. And obviously it's supposed to be a dupe for the It Cosmetics one. It's the brush that came out with the e.l.f. CC cream, which is kind of funny. Like they made a brush and a product for the CC cream. That's so funny. But I haven't used this yet. I'm very curious. e.l.f. brushes are typically pretty good quality, so I'll have to use this in an upcoming video or something, but I'll let you guys know. Then we have this brush. So this is an interesting brush. This is from Sephora collection. It's number 56, the Pro Flawless Airbrush. And this is interesting because it's kind of a weird size to me. It's too big to be for eyeshadow, and it's too small really to be for foundation. Yeah, I don't know. I don't use it, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. Then we have this. This is the cutest brush ever. It's the It Cosmetics Love is the foundation brush. Again, it's a very dense Kabuki brush, or a very dense foundation brush, and it's in the shape of a heart, which is so cute. They make a new one of these every year, and I got this on clearance a little while ago from Ulta. This is good though. Definitely will keep. Then we have this. This used to be my go-to foundation brush. This is the Morphe M439. It's just a really, really thick, dense foundation brush. But this, I used this back before I had my Smashbox and my BK Beauty brushes, so I don't reach for it anymore. This one, yeah, I'll get rid of this. I just don't think I'm gonna use it over my other brushes. So that one I will get rid of. And then, okay, this is from Japonesque. This is very similar to that Morphe brush. It's just a little bit smaller. There's no name of this brush, it just says Japonesque, but it's just a smaller Kabuki brush. I used to use this for cream bronzer a while ago, but I don't really anymore now that I have that Fenty brush, so I think I will get rid of that one as well. Then we have this. This is the Anastasia A23 brush, and this is a highlighting brush, and that's what I use it for. It's a really good shape for that. It's just a really tiny, wispy little powder brush that I like. That one I will keep. This is a Sigma powder brush. This is the F30 large powder brush. I'm really torn with this because I cannot get excited about this brush for some reason. I got this for a really good price. I think I got it at Marshall's for like $14.99 or something. I can't remember. It was like half price. But something about it, I don't know if it's that the bristles are too long or what, but I don't know. It's so soft though. I don't know why I'm saying that. I don't know why I don't use this. Yeah, so I'm gonna put this in the maybes for now. I don't know why. I just don't reach for that brush. Then we have this. This is the Rare Beauty foundation brush. This is very similar to this from Smashbox, the full coverage foundation brush, but the Rare Beauty one is a little bit smaller. It's very dense though, like this brush. I feel like I don't need both of these. So I'm gonna keep Smashbox and get rid of Rare Beauty. I just don't use the Rare Beauty very much, and I feel like I'll definitely use this, and they're so similar. So I'm gonna keep that one. And then this I don't use often either. This is the Pro Stippling Brush from Sephora. It's number 44. It's just a really, really big duo, maybe a duo fiber brush. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I kind of want to try using this for bronzer, although again, it's such a big brush. But I've seen some people use this style for bronzer and really like it. I don't know, I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna put this in the maybes for right now. Then we have this. This is Real Techniques, the Multitask brush. I actually tried to use this earlier for my foundation. I don't know why, I just decided this looked like a good brush for foundation and I did not love it. I don't know, I used to love this brush. I feel like I used to use this for bronzer a long time ago. I don't know, maybe again. Put it in the maybes. Then we have this from Smashbox again. This is the Tapered Shadow Brush. It's just a really good all over eyeshadow brush. So I usually use this for like setting an eyeshadow primer on my lid, or just an all over cream shade is what I typically use this for. I use it all the time though. So I definitely want to keep that one. Then we have this. This is the Sigma Large Shader. It's the E60. It's very, very similar to the Smashbox brush I just had. But I feel like this, the bristles on here are a little bit longer and this brush is a tiny bit bigger. And I do like this brush, so I want to keep that one as well. Then we have the BK Beauty 205, and this is just a small angled eyeshadow brush. So it's good for the outer corner. Mainly that's what I use this one for, is the outer corner, just kind of placing a color really precisely. Kind of, because it's angled, you can almost use this shape to wing out your eyeshadow, which I do a lot as well. So that I will keep. And this is the BK Beauty 202 that I was talking about earlier. I use this brush and the 201 the most. Probably this one more than anything. It's just a really good tapered eyeshadow brush. You can use this in the crease, you can use it all over your lid, you can use it in the outer corner. It's just a really good versatile brush. So that I will definitely keep. Then we have this. This is from Bareminerals. It's very, very similar to the BK Beauty 202. This one is called the Blender brush, and it's a similar shape, you can see. But it's good. I like to have a bunch of this style of brushes because I use these the most. So this one I do want to keep. Then we have this. This is from Morphe. It's the E36. It's a really, really tiny little, I think they call this a pencil brush, but I typically use it for my bottom lash line for shadow. It's an interesting shape. I don't have many brushes that look like this, so I do want to keep that one. Then the BK Beauty 203. This is a little baby eyeshadow brush. It's I would say more of a shader brush, but it's smaller than the Smashbox one I showed you earlier. So that's a keep. And then this brush is BK Beauty 206. So as you can see, the bristles on here are longer. It's a bigger brush than the 203, and this I usually use for like my MAC paint pot on my eyelids, or really any cream shadow. This is a good brush to use. So that I will keep. This is the Marc Jacobs concealer brush. I typically don't use this for concealer, but I use it for corrector. As you can see, it has some corrector left on it. It's a good size though, and Marc Jacobs brushes are very nice. So that one I do want to keep. This is the brush that comes with the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. It's just a double-ended brush. It basically has a larger shader brush on one end and then a smaller shadow brush on this end. It's a pretty nice brush for a free one that you get with the palette, so that I do want to keep. Oh my gosh, my camera's about to die. almost done with this one. So this is the base shadow brush from Real Techniques. It's a good shadow brush. I really don't need it because I have so many of the BK Beauty ones. So this I'm probably gonna get rid of. Well, no, I'll keep this. It's a good brush. I just don't know. I don't want to keep too many of the same kind of brush, but this is pretty basic. Something I would use a lot, so that I'll keep. And we have BK Beauty 208. If you watch my videos, you know I use this pretty much every time I do my makeup. It's the tiniest little angled brush, and it is perfect for using eyeshadow to make a winged liner. I love it. So good, and I don't have another brush like this, so I will definitely keep. Then I have this. This is a flat eyeliner brush. I think this is from Laura Mercier. This I'm gonna put in the maybes. I want to keep at least one style of this brush. I don't know. I feel like I have another one somewhere. I don't use these very often. I'm gonna put that in the maybe. And then last I have this Real Techniques brush. It's called the Definer brush. It's just a small angled brush that you could use for liner or eyebrows or really anything you need a small brush for. So this is a little bit bigger than the 208 from BK Beauty. So this I will keep. Okay, I had to take a break because my camera died. But we're back now. So I moved on to this. This little brush container spins. It's really cute. All right, let's get started with these. First, we have this. This is another Smashbox brush. This is called the Cream Cheek Brush. They actually don't make this brush anymore, but I guess it's supposed to be for like cream blush, cream highlight, or cream bronzer. It's a really good shape. It's a little bit bigger than the blurring concealer brush, but it's very similar to that. So definitely want to keep. Then we have this. This is also from BK Beauty. It's the 101 foundation brush, and this is actually their best-selling brush, I'm pretty sure. This is, as you can see, a slanted, angled foundation brush. It's kind of dense, and I love this one as well. It's just a totally different style of brush as opposed to the 106 from BK Beauty. I love them both though. Again, great quality. You get really good coverage with this as well because it's so dense. So I definitely want to keep that one. Then this is a Smashbox brush. They don't make anymore either. It's Precision Blush Brush. I don't use this very often just because of the style of it. It's kind of similar to that typical foundation paddle brush, but just a little bit fluffier. But I'm gonna keep all my Smashbox brushes because they're so nice. I like having a collection of them. So this one I will keep. Maybe I'll try to use this for foundation or something maybe. I don't know. I want to play around with this some more though, so I will keep it. Then one of the first crease brushes I ever had for eyeshadow was this one. It's the Morphe M504. It's just a really good fluffy crease brush. It's a good size, and I've had this for a few years and it's still in pretty good condition. So I do want to keep this. I use my BK Beauty ones more, but I like to have multiple crease brushes like I was saying earlier, so I am going to keep that one. Next we have this. This brush I'm going to get rid of. This is by Sigma. It's called the P84, the Precision Angled Brush, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's too big really to be for eyeshadow. I guess you could use it for concealer maybe. I don't know, it's just not a brush that I gravitate towards. I never use it, so I am gonna get rid of that one. Next is this. This is actually from Bareminerals. It's the Beautiful Finish brush. So this brush they actually made to go with the original powder foundation, and I do not like this brush. As you can see here, it's longer around the edges. The bristles are longer, and then there's like a divot in the middle here that's really dense and then fluffier on the outside edge. I cannot get good coverage with this brush. I don't know what it is, but this I do not like. Every time I use it, I don't like the way it applies my Bareminerals. I love the Lima Pure brush for that, so sadly I'm gonna get rid of this one. Then we have this. This is a really old IT Cosmetics brush. It's really scratched. It's just a powder brush. It's the Airbrush Powder, but it's still a really nice brush. I don't use it often. I think I might get rid of this one. It's just not one I see myself using now. I had this years ago before I had many brushes, and now I just have so many more that I would choose over this one. I've definitely gotten some good out of it. It even has like a little dent in it right here. So this one I am gonna get rid of. This one, this is by Sephora Collection. It's the number 80 Pro Bronzer Brush. Kind of similar to the Real Techniques powder brush. I find that I do not use this because it's so big. This is the biggest brush. Like, this is my hand. Look how big this brush is. I don't know. They say it's a bronzer brush, but I feel like it's too big. Like, you would get bronzer all over your face if you tried to use this. It's a nice brush. It's really good quality, but sadly, I think I'm gonna get rid of it. I never use it. Next is this. This is another Real Techniques blush brush. I showed one earlier that is newer. So the newer Real Techniques brushes, a lot of them have light pink handles instead of the hot pink handle. So I'm gonna keep the newer one and get rid of this one. I don't really need two of them, so I will get rid of that one. Like, perfect example. So here is the Multitask brush with the light pink handle. And I know I said earlier I had the Multitask brush in the maybe pile with hot pink handle. This one has the light pink, so this one is older. So that one I will get rid of. And honestly, I think I'm gonna keep the newer one. And I feel like I used to use this for bronzer a long time ago, so I feel like I need to try that again. So this I will keep. Next is this. This is a little crease brush from Marc Jacobs. Similar to my BK Beauty 202, it's a really pointy, tapered blending brush. And I do want to keep this. I love Marc Jacobs brushes also. That's a nice one. Then we have this. This is the classic MAC 217. This is the synthetic brush, and this is just, you can really do anything with this brush. You can use it in the crease, you can use it on your lid, you can use it in the outer corner. You can do anything with this brush. This is a classic. Definitely want to keep. Then I have this. This is from the brand Pract. I think this is also owned by Sigma. It's a less expensive version of Sigma brushes. This is the powder and blush brush. I got this at TJ Maxx a little while ago. This one is okay, but not anything that I love or I reach for a ton. It feels pretty cheap, to be honest. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna get rid of that one. Then we have this. I kind of forgot I had this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Powder and Sculpt brush. This is, I think they made this to go with the Film Star Bronze and Glow, which I have used it for that and I do like it, but this is actually another really good under eye setting brush or like a contour brush. So if I used it with my Film Star Bronze and Glow or my Dior contour palette, this is a really good size brush for that. And her brushes are great quality as well. So I will keep that one. Then I have this. This is just a little paddle brush from BH Cosmetics. I very rarely use this style of brush, but I do have one from Smashbox I'm gonna get to in a minute that's this same style, and I'll keep that one, but I am gonna pass this one on. Then this is the Smashbox one. This is called the Buildable foundation brush. So this is the classic paddle style brush. I don't use it often, but I do want to have one of these in my brush collection just in case I wanted to use one. So I will keep that one. Next is this. This is from Real Techniques again. This is the Defining Crease Brush. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really tiny. Again, a long tapered brush, but this is really nice. The Real Techniques brushes are great quality. If you've never used them, you should try them out. This is a good one. Another Real Techniques, this is the Deluxe Crease Brush, and actually I typically don't use this for eyeshadow. I use it for corrector. You may be able to see it has a little bit of an orangey tint to it because it needs to be cleaned. So this I do want to keep for that reason. I like to have different brushes to use under my eyes since I apply corrector every day. So I will keep that one. Ooh, this is another good one. So this is the Real Techniques Expert Concealer Brush. It's a really tiny, dense, kind of looks like an eyeshadow shader brush, but the head of it is pretty small and dense. But this, again, good for concealer, but great for corrector. You could use this on your eyes for eyeshadow if you want. This is a really good one. It's kind of a small version of the Expert Face Brush from Real Techniques, which is here. I like this as well. This is a really good, affordable, multi-use brush. You could use this one for foundation, cream blush, cream bronzer. You could use it under your eyes if you wanted. It's a really good one. So these two I definitely want to keep. Moving on, I have this brush. This is actually another really good foundation brush. It's from Bobbi Brown, and it's the Full Coverage Face Brush. And it's very similar to the other foundation brushes that I told you I loved. It just has a shorter handle, which I actually kind of like because it's really easy to hold and use. But it's a little kabuki brush. It's pretty dense, but it's also pretty flexible, so you can do a lot with this brush as well. Really nice, and I do want to keep it. Next, another Marc Jacobs brush. This is a little shadow shader brush. It's a good one, really nice. I will keep that one. Oh, this is a really good brush too. This is also from Real Techniques, and it's called the Smudger brush, and you can see it's really tiny. This is perfect for putting shadow on your bottom lash line. This is the perfect brush for that. So actually, now that I think about it, I can get rid of that little Morphe brush that I had because I actually like this one better for under the eyes. So I do want to keep that. Then we have this. I think I have 2 or 3 of these. This is the Base Shadow Brush from Real Techniques. I have multiple of these. I'll keep one of them. I don't think I need multiple, but this is a newer one, so I will keep that one. And then what is this? This is a little baby shader brush, also from Real Techniques. I have tons of Real Techniques brushes. I didn't even realize I have this many. This is good, again, for shadow. It's just a really, really small little shader brush. Pretty dense, so I'll keep that. Okay, this is from Morphe. This is the M506. It's a little tiny crease. It looks like a miniature crease brush. It's really, really tiny, but it's very fluffy. Honestly, I don't use this hardly ever. It's a good size, but I have other brushes that do the exact same thing as this, so that one I will get rid of. And here is another Real Techniques domed shadow brush. This is the one I was saying I use for corrector a lot of the times. So this I will keep. I like to have multiple brushes for under my eyes, like I said, so I think I will keep that one. Next is this Morphe M173. So I think this is supposed to be for concealer. I've used it in the past for concealer and corrector, but I have my Smashbox blurring concealer brush that's similar to this now that I like more than this one. So that one I'm gonna get rid of. Then I have this. This is a, let's see, Ulta Beauty brush, and it's called the Tapered highlighter brush. So it's made for highlight. I have used it for that, but it's also a really good size for under the eyes. So this I actually do like, and I will keep it. Then we have this. This is from Real Techniques. It's the buffing brush. I don't use this one that much anymore. I used to use it for cream bronzer, and I actually might keep it for that because it's a pretty good size. You could use it for cream bronzer or cream blush. Yeah, I think I want to keep that one as well. Then I have this. This is a Sephora collection powder brush. This is from the affordable line of brushes. I forget what they're called, but it's a kind of an interesting shape. It's more of a angled powder brush, so it's actually really good for pressed powders because you can really get in there and press the powder into your face, which I like, and I don't really have anything like this, so I do want to keep that one. Next is this. This is a little crease brush from BH Cosmetics. This is from a set, so it doesn't have a name or anything. This I think I will get rid of. I have enough crease brushes. The BH Cosmetics brushes are okay in terms of quality. They're not like the best quality in the world. Yeah, so I feel like I have enough brushes like this, so I think I will get rid of that one. I think I will get rid of this one as well. This is also from BH Cosmetics. It's just a little tiny dome-shaped brush, kind of like an oversized pencil brush. But yeah, I don't think I would use this much, so I'm not gonna keep that one. And this is another BH Cosmetics brush. It's a little angled eyeshadow brush. So I have one that's exactly like this from BK Beauty that I like more, and I don't feel like I need more than one of this shape. So I do want to get rid of that one. Next is this. This is the same, I think this came in a set with this brush from IT Cosmetics I am getting rid of. It's very thick and it's a tiny little dome-shaped brush. So this again is old. I never reach for it, so that one I will get rid of. Oh my gosh, and this one I have to keep. This is old. I don't even know how long I've had this, but it's from Eco Tools, and it doesn't even have any writing on it anymore because it's so old. But I used to always use this for shadow, like back when I only wore Bareminerals, and I would put like a Bareminerals mineral shadow all over my eye. I would use this brush. And they don't make it anymore, I don't think. I think they make one similar, but not this exact brush. But I love this too much. I can't get rid of that one. Then this is a Sigma E68. It's called the Line Perfector brush. It's just a good angled brush. I don't have too many angled brushes in my collection. I have a few, but this one is a little bit on the larger side. It's bigger than my BK Beauty 208, so I do want to keep this just to have it. And then I do want to keep this. This is the Persona Cosmetics eyeshadow brush, and it's just a little kind of similar to those other small dome-shaped brushes that I got rid of. This one I really like. It's pretty dense and kind of tapered at the very end, so it's good for the outer corner or really anything. You could use this for anything in terms of eyeshadow. You could even use it for concealer or corrector if you wanted to. This one I will keep. Then we have this. This is a Morphe blending brush. It's the M441. And this one is actually in really good shape. I've had this for a long time. But it's a nice, really soft and fluffy blending brush. So I do want to keep that one. Then there's this. This is BH Cosmetics, another little crease brush. I'm not going to keep it. I would rather keep my Morphe ones. Then we have this, again another Morphe. This is the M505. This is a really good crease brush as well. This one's not really tapered. It's kind of just a fluffy little crease brush, but I like this one. I'm going to keep that. Then we have another deluxe crease brush from Real Techniques. I'm gonna get rid of this. I think I've already kept 2 of them. I really don't need a third one. I'm gonna get rid of that. Then there is a domed shadow brush. I think I've already kept one of these as well, but this is a pretty versatile brush, so I think I'll keep that. Another deluxe crease brush, although this is not a crease brush in my opinion. This is way too dense to be a crease brush to me. So like you can see it has that peachy tint to it because again, I use this for corrector when I have used it, but I kept a few of these. So that one I will get rid of. Then this little baby liner brush, also from Real Techniques, the fine liner brush. It's just really tiny. And then this I will keep. I don't have another brush in this shape that I know of, but kind of nice to have. You can use it for eyeliner or anything you need a really tiny, precise brush for. Then another base shadow brush. I feel like I bought a bunch of different Real Techniques brush kits at one time, and a lot of these eye brushes come in the kit. I think I have 2 of these already as well, so that one I will get rid of. And oh my goodness, this is an old brush from Bareminerals, back when the Bareminerals label said ID at the top, Bare Essentials, and it's the Max Coverage Concealer Brush. It's really interesting. It's a little short brush and it's the flat painter brush kind, but this is good for under the eyes, and I don't have another brush that looks exactly like this. So this one is really dirty. I need to clean it, but I'm gonna see if I can get this to look decent because I actually like this. So I'm gonna try to keep that one. Then I have this. This is the mini Real Techniques powder brush. Like I said about the full-size powder brush, this is not as big as that one. Like, let me show you. So this is the full-size powder brush. This is the mini powder brush. The full size is a lot fatter than the mini size. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of both of these. I never reach for those. And last but not least is this Kabuki brush from Too Faced. And funny story, when I only wore Bareminerals back in high school, this was the brush that I always used, this Kabuki brush. I loved it. The problem with this brush is when you try to clean this with any type of soap or brush cleaner, whatever, the soap will not come out of this brush, and I don't know what it is. I've tried everything with it. It leaves like an oily residue in the brush no matter what I use. So I honestly am probably going to get rid of this because now that I have my Lima Pure brush, I really don't need this anymore for Bareminerals. So if you've had that experience with a brush, let me know. I don't have that issue with any other brushes, but that particular brush, I bought numerous ones, and each time I wash it, I cannot get the soap out. Anyway, that's it for this little organizer. And we are on to the last container. All right, so a lot of the brushes in here I definitely don't use very often, so yeah. I'm thinking a lot of these are gonna go. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. So first we have this. This is a Sigma brush. It's the F89. It's called the Bake Kabuki brush. So it's a slanted, dense little brush. I guess you're supposed to use this like to bake powder on your face, which I don't do. And I have some flat brushes that I've kept, so that I will get rid of. Next is this from Morphe, the M431. It's a little pencil brush. I've kept a few that are similar to this. I would mainly use this on my bottom lash line. So that one I will get rid of. So this is the mini size. of that Sigma brush, the Baked Kabuki. So this one, this might be good to keep under the eyes. Maybe. It's a good size. And it's a curved or an angled brush. So I feel like I might hold on to that one. And this is a really cheap brush from Amazon. It's not even Vela U is the brand. I ordered this one time randomly and it is not good quality, and I've never liked it with anything that I've used it with. So that is definitely gonna go. Then there's this little brush from Japonesque. Again, it does not have a name on it. It's just a tiny little powder brush. I like the shape of this. I'm just not sure really what I would use this for. I don't know. That one's gonna go in the maybes. I didn't even know I had this. This is by e.l.f. This looks just like that Amazon brush. It's the domed Stippling Brush. Looks just like it. I don't love this style of brush with these types of bristles. I don't know why. I just don't seem to like how this applies products for some reason. That one I think I will get rid of. This is from Real Techniques. This was from a holiday set a few years ago, and it was called the Multitask Cheek Brush. I don't think I need this. It's similar to the contour brush from them, and I already kept the contour brush with the orange handle. That one I will get rid of. This is just a little Sephora collection crease brush. This is again from the affordable line. I can't remember what they're called, but there's a line of brushes at Sephora that have this handle, this colored handle, and they're very inexpensive, but they're good. And this is one of them. So we'll keep that one. Then this is from BH Cosmetics. This is I guess it's just an angled blush brush. I've already kept 2 of these, so I don't need that one. Then let's see, this is from IT Cosmetics. It's the number 77 Airbrush Full Coverage Complexion Brush, and it's kind of a triangular shape. I don't even remember buying this, to be honest. Yeah, and I've kept a few brushes that are this dense flat style. So yeah, that one I will get rid of. Oh my gosh, I've been looking for this brush for the longest time. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Eye Smudger brush. Oh my gosh, I was wondering where this was. I lost it a long time ago, but it's just a really good tiny brush for either smudging out eyeliner or under your eyes for eyeshadow. So, oh, I'm excited. I found that one. I've been looking for that. What else is down in here? This is another shader from BH Cosmetics. I've kept way too many of those, so that one I'm gonna get rid of. Oh my gosh, I've been looking for this too. This is the Hourglass concealer brush that came out with the Vanish concealer, and I knew I had this, but it's been stuck down in this box and I lost it. But if you've been watching, you'll know that I'm loving the Hourglass concealer right now, so I'm happy to have this brush. And actually this is almost identical to this Sigma brush, and I like this Hourglass one better. So I'm gonna keep Hourglass and get rid of this Sigma one. I feel like I have discovered a treasure trove of brushes in this box. I have lost so many of these brushes. This is another one of my favorites. This is the BK Beauty 204. It's the little baby smudger. I love this brush, and I could not figure out what I did with it, and it was at the very bottom of this box. So that for sure want to keep. Then I have this. This is Marc Jacobs. This is also called the smudger brush. I feel like I don't need any more of these, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that one. I like Marc Jacobs, but I just don't think I need multiple of that one. Then we have another similar little smudger brush from BH Cosmetics that I will get rid of. This is from Anastasia. It's the A15. I don't remember this brush at all. It's just a little eyeshadow brush, but it's really, ooh, it's nice quality, I can tell. You can tell a really good quality brush just by feeling it. That one I will keep. Then there's this from IT Cosmetics. This again was from that same brush collection I showed you earlier. This is old. It's just another shadow brush that I will get rid of. This is the Sigma Duo Fiber F55. So this is a smaller version of that larger Duo Fiber brush that I put in the maybes pile. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna get rid of it. And another brush from that IT Cosmetics line. This was another Airbrush foundation brush. Old, very well loved, but time to get rid of that one. Then we have this. This is the Sigma Strobing fan brush, the F42. Most people use these for highlighter. I personally do not like these fan brushes for highlighter. I don't know why. I just don't enjoy using this. I like more of like a long skinny powder brush for highlight. That I do not want. Then this is by Sephora. It's the number 80 Pro Contour and Highlighter Brush. I'm not sure why this would be for contour or highlighter. I feel like it's too small. Yeah, I don't think I'll use that. And there's this. So this is the Too Faced powder brush. This is made out of the same material as this Kabuki that I was telling you about, and this brush is the same way. It's very, very hard to clean these bristles and get the soap out. I don't know why, but it's hard. It's just not an easy brush to clean, and it's old. I've had this for a long time, so I will get rid of that one as well. Ooh, now this is a good one. This is the Sigma F79, the Concealer Blend Kabuki Brush. So this is actually to blend concealer under your eyes. I actually forgot that I have this, to be honest. So this is a good brush. I like this. It's a good shape. You could set your concealer with this as well. That one I do want to use. I cannot believe some of these brushes. I haven't seen them in the longest time. Then this is Morphe M536. So this is almost identical to the Sigma. Look at that. Do I need both? Probably not, but I kind of like this shape. I think I will keep both of those. Then this is from Alexis Persico. This brush actually came with the Jessie James Kittenish palette, the bronzer and blush palette, which I got rid of in my declutter. This is a pretty cheap feeling brush, to be honest, so that one I don't want. Then I have another, this is an older Real Techniques setting brush. This I will keep since I've been using this for concealer lately. I do want to have a second one. And then there's this from Bobbi Brown. This is, what is this called? The Ultra Precise Eyeliner Brush. So I got this a long time ago when I ordered the Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner that they're kind of known for. This is the brush you're supposed to use with that, and I still have that product, so I will keep that. Then this is a random Real Techniques brush. It says 305 on it. This was part of the limited edition collection they did a few years ago. It's almost identical to the MAC 217 in terms of shape, but I never use that, so I will not keep that one. Oh, this is a classic. So this, I used to use this brush all the time. This is the Real Techniques Accent Brush, and I used to use this for eyeliner on my lash line before I had my little BK Beauty 208 angled brush, but this is a really good tiny little brush. They don't make it anymore, which is sad, but it's a good one. I do want to keep it. Morphe E22, it's just kind of a dense crease brush. I've definitely kept enough of those, so I don't need that. Then this is the Real Techniques brow brush. I don't know, would I use this for an eye? It's kind of thick to be an eyebrow brush, yeah. I don't think I'll use that. This is the Sigma F06, the powder sweep brush. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of looks like a highlighter. I know, you know what? This looks like an extra large eyeshadow brush. It's kind of an odd size. Could maybe use it under your eyes. I don't know. I'll put that in the maybe pile for now. This is another Real Techniques Essential Foundation brush, which is the paddle. I don't want that one. The Sigma Domed Blending Brush, E43. I don't have any memory of that at all. It's a really tiny, rounded shadow brush. I guess you could use this for like your outer corner or something, but I probably wouldn't. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Wow, I'm getting rid of a ton. Then, ooh, okay, this is from Sephora, and it's the collab they did with Hako Hodo. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I actually got this a year or two ago at TJ Maxx. I think it's just a powder brush, but it's actually very nice. I don't know why I don't use this. Probably because it's been stuck in the bottom of this box. Yeah, this is nice. I want to keep that one. This is also from Real Techniques. This is called the Targeted Blending Brush. It was from that holiday set. It's kind of similar to the Essential Concealer Brush, maybe a little bit bigger. I don't think I need it. Then there is this brush from Japonesque. I think I bought this thinking I would use it for bronzer, I want to say. Yeah, I haven't used this very much. It says 960 by Japonesque is the brush number. I might hang on to that one. Then, okay, does everyone remember when this was all over YouTube? I feel like tons of people used to use this. This is the Sigma Tapered Kabuki, the F86, but what do you use this for? I know this is a really popular brush, but I just don't. It's large to go under your eyes. I don't bake, so I wouldn't use it for that. It's too big for your eyes. It's not a foundation brush. It's not a bronzer brush. It's not a concealer brush. It's not a blush brush. I don't know. I have this, but I really don't know what I would use this for. That I won't get rid of. Then I have this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush. So this is the Kabuki brush that came out with her bronzers that came out last year. And this I never used with the bronzer, but it's actually a very nice Kabuki brush. Since I'm getting rid of the Too Faced one, I am gonna keep the Charlotte Tilbury one just to have one in my collection. Ooh, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this in forever either. This is the Anastasia number 12 brush. It's the brow brush. I totally forgot I had this. So it has the spoolie and then the little angled brush on this end. Wow, this is old. I totally forgot I had this, but this would be nice to have a second one. I have my Patrick Ta brush, but I would like to have a second brow brush. So that one I will keep. Ooh, I forgot about this too. This is the Bobbi Brown Full Coverage Touch-Up Brush. So you could use this for a lot of things. You could use this under your eyes. If you used like a thicker cream concealer, you could use this to like spot conceal on your face. This is a really nice brush, really versatile. I like that. This is a Morphe M139. Nothing really special about this. Won't keep that one. The Real Techniques Detailer Brush. Now this I don't really remember. It's like a baby flat shader brush. I don't know what I would use that for. There's another Real Techniques fine liner brush. I already kept one of these. I don't need a second one. Then there's this little shader. This is also from Japonesque. It's just a really thin shading brush. Again, I've kept quite a few that are very similar, so I won't keep that one. Oh, this is an Anastasia brush. I think this came with my Sultry palette. I don't know how it ended up in this box, but it's a double-ended brush. These brushes are pretty nice. Actually, they have the fluffier side on one end and then the shader side on the other end. I don't need it. I have too many. At this point, I gotta start getting rid of some. And then this is from Sephora, the Pro Blending number 27 brush. So this is just another little shader brush, eyeshadow brush. This feels pretty good. I don't even remember buying this, to be honest. Feels really nice though. I might keep that one. Morphe M330. Again, another long tapered blending brush. I have a few of those already, so I will get rid of that one. This is another Sephora collection, one of the less expensive brushes. This is the concealer brush. It's very dirty. I can tell I used this for corrector at one point. This I think I'll keep. I like these Sephora brushes, so we'll keep. And this is actually the brush that came with my original Urban Decay Naked palette. Sadly, I got rid of that palette a few years ago, and I still am mad at myself to this day that I got rid of that. I do not know why I did that. I should have kept it. Anyway, I don't really need this brush, but it makes me sad. And last but not least is this little baby Real Techniques, what is this called? Liquid Glow brush. So I guess this is supposed to be for like a liquid highlight or something. Just a little mini. I don't think I'll use it. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. Next, we just have some sponges left in here. So I know for a fact, honestly, most of these probably need to be thrown away. These are two beauty blenders, but I think I've had these. I don't even know how long. So those need to go. I know those are old. This is a little Morphe sponge. I'm not a big fan of this shape. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge. This is not old. It just needs to be cleaned really badly. So that I will keep. The Flower Beauty Sponge. This one is really nice. This one's not very old either, so I think I will keep that. This is a little baby beauty blender. This isn't very old, I don't think. Just needs to be washed. This is the Colourpop Sponge. Not a huge fan of this one. It doesn't get very big when you get it wet, which I don't love, so that one I think I will get rid of. Last, we have 3 of the Wet n Wild sponges here, and these I used to love. This is a newer one. The newer ones are not the same. I don't know what they did, but the texture is just not the same. It's not as porous maybe as the old ones, so it just feels too stiff and not bouncy enough. I don't know. So these I'm going to get rid of. To be honest, the best sponges to me that are very inexpensive are the e.l.f. ones, so that's what I would recommend. And that's it, you guys. That is everything. Okay, so these are the ones that I'm getting rid of. I'm getting rid of a ton, which I'm really happy about. And I'm going to keep these. They just need to be cleaned, and then some others that I already took in the bathroom, and I'm waiting for those to dry that I cleaned. But I'm getting rid of all of these, which makes me really happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your thoughts are, what you'd like to see next in the comments. Please subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.